Hey y'all, so today was a serve day for me. And as soon as I got home, I was on social media giving a testimony that I said, you know what, this requires a video. So, first of all, I'll say this. Today I watched men of God serve other men by washing their feet. I have served in so many different capacities, from juvenile detention centers to prisons to the homeless, women and children centers, just everywhere, events, whatever. And I've never experienced the level of serving the way that I did today. And I didn't even do it because I'm just going to be honest. I don't like feet. There are places that God is still working in me, on me, and that has got to be one of them. But today, I watched men on their knees washing other men's feet. I've never seen that before, ever. I've read about it in the Word, how Jesus washed men's feet, but to watch someone do that was so humbling. I can't even explain it. Let me backtrack. So today's serve day was sponsored by Urban Goods. Urban Goods was a shoe store about 5 minutes north of downtown Houston. And I say was, unfortunately, because at the beginning of this year, his store was robbed about 4 or 5 times, I believe. He was all over the Houston news. And, it was like they were coming back one week after the next, just robbing this man. And I say robbing. He wasn't there. Fortunately, they got into the store while he wasn't there. They put a chain or whatever to the door, had it tied to a truck, and pulled the door off. They stole shoes. They stole the goods inside of his store. Sometimes, at one point, they were literally stealing just one shoe. So, just malicious with the things that they were doing. And unfortunately, he tried his best to hold that store together, but he just wasn't able to recoup after such a loss. And initially, he came out and said, I know that God is using this for my good. I know that he's doing something here within me, within my, influence. So he began to do a Bible study there. I believe it was like Wednesday nights. And he was doing a Bible study, but unfortunately, this is a business. This is a store. Rent is due. Bills are due. And if you're not making money from the store, that just was not he wasn't able to maintain it. So he had to ultimately let it go. And what Martin began to do, his name is Martin, we call him Smurf. What Martin began to do was serve. And when people go through such loss, I think that, it's natural sometimes, or many times, for us to shut down and like shut out the world and not want to be seen and not want to do anything much for anybody else. You know what I'm saying? Less just like doing anything at all. But anyway, one thing that I admired and I observed from Martin is that even in a very, very, very tough time, even a public thing that he was going through, he still was riding so hard for God. Like, he knew that whatever was going on, God was going to use it for his good. He knew that there was something in this that could be used. So, from my understanding and what I observed, as he began to serve in other areas, doing more church, and, doing Bible study in home and stuff like that. Now, one thing I truly admired about him and his business, his character and everything, is that when I met him, his store, every year before school started, they would do a back to school drive. Like everybody else does back to school drive, they give away backpacks and school supplies and stuff like that. But this man gave away over 100 pair of new shoes to the kids for free. Nothing they had to buy, nothing their parents had to buy. They just had to stand in line, and in an orderly fashion, they were coming into the store and he was providing these shoes. And so I believe that because of his heart, the way that he gives, the way that he serves others, God has definitely seen him through all these circumstances that he's going through. This big circumstance for sure. So anyway, fast forward, today is his third annual Shoe the Homeless event. So he had over 80 pairs of shoes. Even though he no longer owns this store, he still has the connections to get these shoes. And so he has over 80 pairs of shoes that he gave away today. He decided to do that in downtown. So there will be two parts to this video on what I'm talking about here. So gave this, wanted to do this event. So I said, well, how can I serve? How could I contribute? And I raised the funds for the food and drinks and stuff like that. So I was the only woman there, and the majority of the people there that were being served were maybe about 95% men. So just out here by myself, and I'm putting that out there for a reason, because I'm already in an uncomfortable space. But the men that I was serving with, of course, made me feel comfortable, protected, and stuff like that. But just the atmosphere, I was a little uncomfortable. So anyway, today they decided to give away these 80 pairs of shoes, and Martin and Lewis, and there were some guys who were serving with him from God's Point Ministry, I believe is in North Houston, Greenspoint area. And these guys were washing these men's feet, putting socks on their feet, brand new socks, and having them try on new shoes, giving them socks, giving them shoes. And that level of serving, I believe, is just so amazing. For him to desire to serve this way, even after so much was taken from him. And just, fast forward just a little bit to put a pin in that. We went to go eat dinner right after. I was like, guys, him, his brother, and the young man that was with him, I was like, y'all, let's go to Frank's Pizza downtown. I'll buy y'all some pizza. Like, my money don't run that long yet, but I wanted to serve them just however I could, just because they had given so much today to others. I was like, well, what can I do for y'all? But of course we had just fellowship, had good conversation. And in the conversation today, we talked about, how God is working in my life, how God is working in their life. And I just took that opportunity because I'm still in my, I'm not going to say in my early part of walking with God, but I guess at the same time, still every day I'm learning something new. I'm learning just how much I don't know. So I just took that opportunity to really pour into Martin and let him know that, excuse me, that even though whatever it was that he went through, God has not only provided for him, that he's being provided for in overflow, that he's able to serve so many, even if to him it doesn't seem like it's a lot. And, that's just a reminder that God will give you what looks like a little bit. And when you're a good steward over that little bit, he will begin to increase you, because he can trust you. And he knows that with the little you have, you're giving what you can give. So as he continues to increase you, you'll give in that capacity too. So that was just something I just felt in my spirit to share with him. And it was just a really, really good day, really great conversation, really good experience to see, just something great to be a part of. And I serve alongside of celebrities and stuff like that. And it's just so different because, and that's not to shade anyone, but serving with celebrities or serving with people of status or whatever, influence, whatever, I just have been in places where they won't even begin to serve until their camera crew shows up. And today, Martin, Lewis, and these other men, nobody was recording. Nobody, I believe like the young guy was taking some pictures, and I don't even know if he was instructed, so it doesn't even matter. But no one was just filming them. They were just doing. And it just felt so different today, man. And I felt like I had to share it with somebody because I was so convicted and so moved in that, just the experience today. So Big shout out to Urban Goods. Big shout out to Martin and Lewis and the Men of God's Point for doing God's work, being humble, being obedient to what God is asking them to do, no matter what it looks like, what it feels like, whatever they're going through, they're being obedient. And I just wanted to give them a huge shout out. Now, today I experienced an issue. So part 2 of this, I experienced an issue in the spiritual realm, I believe, that was very important for me to recognize and to make me aware and prepared for the other things that I'm doing and where I believe God is taking me. So I'm actually going to go ahead and cut this video here because I don't want any of my videos to run too long. So right now I am dropping all my videos on Wednesdays at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. So tune in for the next video next week. I do want you all to share your feedback, y'all. This spiritual journey that I'm on, I know many people are on the same journey and we're all at different levels and phases and stuff like that. So share with me what you have going on. I'd love to hear back from you. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe so that we can stay connected. Let me know if you have a YouTube channel. Drop it. I would love to follow you back. So anyway, I want to support those that are supporting me, of course. But I'm going to cut this here. I'll see y'all next week. Until the next video, God bless you. God bless your journey. See y'all next week, y'all.